This verse, Yat Pada Pankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhaktya of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, is speaking about the saintly devotees, how through their loving devotion towards the lotus petal toes of the Lord, they are able to untie what has been tightly knotted within our hearts. So the Bhagavatam is calling this as a knot. That is the karmashaya. So the karmashaya is this very entangled knot. Not just the karma of what we've done, right? It's also the karma of what we have felt and what we've never released. It's not only what others have done to us, but it's also about certain traumas that we haven't healed ourselves. We often speak about changing our actions. And it's a beautiful verse that says, Sharanu hakkenayyanna marana samayadalli ninna charana smarani karuni sayya narayana. Charana smarani karuni sayya. So for many lifetimes, I've been engrossed in all these knots. So finally, let me remember your lotus feet at the time of my departure from this world. So we speak a lot of times about changing our actions. We speak less about healing our emotions because the layer of karma that is beneath the behavior. So there is this grief sometimes that was even sometimes never really experienced. The apology that was never given. And this relationship that was broken, but we never really made peace with it. So all this tenderness inside us becomes hardened. So the acharyas say that if our heart is very hard like a stone, and the lotus feet of Krishna and the symbols like fish in the lotus feet of Krishna cannot swim in our hearts. So this emotional karma, it does not dissolve just by time. It does not dissolve just alone with time. The Bhagavatam says that its knot is the gratitam, which means very, very tightly bound, not loosely tangled. It's very deeply knotted. So sometimes we experience this, oh, I am the one who was left. I'm the one who caused harm. We carry this guilt, burden of these emotions. And these things become very subconsciously, deeply in our subconscious mind. So that's why today we're speaking about the half moon, the Ardha Chandra, which appears on the lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī and of Śrī Krishna. So it's not a full moon, it's a half moon. So it's not accidental that it's a half moon. You may think that full moon is completion. But what about half moon? It's the process. It's the process of Krishna consciousness, process of becoming whole. So it appears in the feet of the Lord to say that our healing from these material disease does not happen all at once. It's not like moo. It's in phases. It happens in gently, gradually, in its own time. I really like this symbol because personally in my life I had to apply this. The moon is also about the mind. I'm an astrologer. I studied so much about the moon's importance in our charts. So the mind is the seat of the emotion. And even Krishna speaks about the moon. He says, Nakshatrana maham sashi. So among the stars, he's the moon. Krishna is the moon. So the Vedic understanding is that the mind and the moon, they are inseparable. And the tides of feelings that rise and fall within us, they are dependent on the phases of moon. So when we meditate on the half moon at the lotus feet of the Lord, then we actually connect with that sacredness of the process of Krishna consciousness, that our work begins with our emotional body. And sometimes there are places in our heart that holds unexpressed pain and grief, that guilt, that longing, that we can release it and you don't have to force it. And on the lotus feet of Krishna, this is a clarity that cools us. It's again masculine, is a step in the journey of your recovery to Krishna consciousness that is about not to perform, not to erase our guilt, but the ability to work on repairing it. It's not easy because the ego will get in the way. But Krishna's half moon on his lotus feet is all about you don't have to control the outcome. You just do your process. You do your job. So Krishna's mercy is very cooling, but at the same time very reassuring as well. And Radharani's lotus feet, the half moon, there is more tenderness to it. There's a tenderness that is required for our restoration. Her lotus feet is not only a representation of, okay, you make amends, you make external efforts. It's more about healing the tender place inside us, what they call in modern psychology, like healing the inner child. This is a perfect symbol to meditate on healing that inner child. And sometimes we give our love in wrong places. So this in wrong ways to wrong people. So this symbol on the lotus feet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is a way for us to reclaim our lost position and to request her to nourish this ability to love, which is very important in bhakti. So even if we are broken heart, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī has that tenderness to heal us. Wherever there has been wrong attachment, she can plant surrender. Wherever there has been craving from other people, she can replace that with longing for Krishna. How amazing that is. So think about this. Have I hurt somebody that I cannot hold my mind in the right place? Then it's time to forgive. Is your heart hurting because somebody hurt you? Then pray to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī to heal you. So we can pray to Śrī Śrī Radha-Madhava, my dear Lordship, Śrī Śrī Radha-Madhava. I cannot cool myself. The moon in the lotus feet is so cooling shelter. So please calm down all the past burning mistakes in my heart, the guilt, the shame, and like the moon's luster, let your lotus feet give me shelter. And whether or not others forgive me, give me the ability to forgive others. And then to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī specifically, we can ask her to heal those tender places in our heart. And maybe we have been hurt by other people. And we can tell her that I'm learning very slowly. I should only trust in the divine. But there is this soft side in me. Let your moon guard me, heal. So make my emotions something pure so I can completely dedicate myself in devotional service. Together to the divine couple, we can pray that let my emotional history become very deep so that my devotion can grow there. So again, let's remember the Yatpankaja Palasa Vilasa Bhaktya Karmashayam Gratitamudgratayanti Shanta. So the saintly devotees, they know how to untie these karmic knots through devotion to the lotus petal toes of the Lord. Some knots are tied by pride, some by desire. But it doesn't matter. If we take shelter and if we are open for Krishna's plan, then he reveals something greater than ourselves and what we want. So together, step by step, phase by phase, let's bring home these symbols into our heart, into our meditation, into our visualization. Thank you very much. See you in the next video. Hare Krishna.